Hey there, random internet strangers. It's Random Crypto Guy, and welcome to the second week of my signal service. This service allows you to dollar cost average, and it levels out a lot of the volatility in your portfolio, and it also increases the profitability dramatically of your portfolio, because we are looking to buy in at not only an average price, but we want to catch those discounts when we come across them. And then we only do this once a week. That way, we don't have to watch the charts all the time. It's a very simple way to get into Bitcoin and think of it as as a savings account. And we're on a very long-term time frame. We're talking like 3 to 5 years in a time frame. So without further ado, let's move on. So today's signal was 75.3%. So we're going to get all our numbers from here. The buy the dip escrow was 18.7%, and the all-in escrow is at 6%. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide our DCA into these three different buckets. So this all totals out to 100%. So let's start with the DCA bucket. And as an example, to make the math easy, I always use $100, and so that makes the math really simple. So if our dollar cost average, the amount of money that we're going to put into Bitcoin every week is $100. We're going to take 100, multiply that by 0.753, and that equals $75.30. So that's how much money we're going to spend on Bitcoin and purchase Bitcoin today. So the rest of the money is going to get set off into different escrow accounts, and these escrow accounts are going to build up over time. One of them is to buy the small dips, and then one of them's to buy great big dips, basically, in price, so we can catch those discounted prices, and we accumulate a lot of money while we're in those depressed prices. So that brings our dollar cost average down, and the more we accumulate in dollars, the lower that's going to make our dollar cost average when one of these signals occurs, whether it's a buy the dip plus. I have another one called buy the dip 50, which is 50%, and then a third one called all in, and that's when we're going to take all our money and anything, have a yard sale or something, and put it all into Bitcoin because it's a fire sale. So and don't worry about that. Those, I've only seen 3 of those in Bitcoin's 12 years. So don't be in a rush to go out and buy, go out and sell all your furniture for Bitcoin. We're very far away from an all-in signal at this point. So we have $75.30 going to Bitcoin. So if we subtract 100 from 75.3, that equals 24.7. That's our total escrow. Now we're going to divide this up into 2 buckets. We go back here, we have 18.7% for the buy the dip escrow and the 6% for the all-in escrow. So what that means is that if we add those 2 numbers together, we get 24.7. So let's take the 18.7 first. Let's clear that out. 18.7. Oops, clear. Sorry, wrong number. 100, because that's our total amount. You always use your total amount, and then you multiply it by your buy the dip escrow, 18.7. Whoop. Let's try that again. 100 times 0.187 equals 18.7. Now it's going to be different if your DCA was like $50 or $250 or $1,000. I'm just using $100 just to keep the math very, very simple. So we're going to take this $18, we're going to put that into a stable coin fund. Now, depending upon whether you want to use a lender like Celsius or Nexo, you can earn interest on that up to 10%, up to 12% even, but then you have to use Nexo tokens and it gets really complicated there. I like to keep things simple and just get like coins for the coins that I lend out. So if I lend out stable coin, a USD stable coin, I prefer to get stable coins back, and you'll learn more about that if you sign up for one of my links down below. The Celsius link is the one that I recommend. They don't have everything yet, but they do, and Nexo has some things, but they're a little bit more complicated, and I don't like holding shit tokens. So that 18.7 is going to be set into the buy the dip fund, the buy the dip escrow. And so when we get a buy the dip signal, then all the money that we collect every week is going to go into that buy the dip signal. So we buy it at a discounted price. So we'll set that off to the side. Then the all-in escrow is at 6%. So we take our $100 times 0.06, and that leaves $6 that's going to go into the all-in account. And so that'll be a separate account. You can put that in. It's best to keep them separate. So you might use two different stable coins. You might use DAI for one coin and USDC for another coin, or PAX, the PAX dollar, or some other type of stable coin. You could even use a foreign stable coin like a Great British Pound if you'd like. But once again, keep it simple. The two main ones are DAI and USDC for United States citizens. I know if you're listening from England or maybe Japan or something like that, you might be more comfortable holding yen or a pound or a euro or something like that. And Celsius has stable coins and denominated in those currencies as well. So, but the issue is that there's not that many of them compared to the USDC, because USDC, at least you have USDC and you have DAI. They're both equivalent to $1. So we want to keep these counts segregated because the all-in signal is completely different from the buy the dip signal. These are little dips. These are big dips in bear markets. So we want to keep that separate, and this will build up over time. These little $6 here, $2 here, $1 here, $8 there. It's going to build up over time, and then when that all-in signal occurs, you're going to have a pretty good chunk of change to go all in and buy Bitcoin at a very big discounted price. So that's it in a nutshell. I will put some links down below to help you get started with. You can either use Coinbase to hold your coins, which is what I'm going to do until I change banks. My credit union doesn't use the Plaid services for to hook my bank account to the lending services like Celsius and BlockFi and Nexo or Crypto.com, and so I got to change my bank. I won't like to, but you got to go where you're treated best. And they don't do third party. They don't link to third parties to access my bank account there. So I have to go across the street to an actual bank instead of my credit union. I love my credit union, but if they're not going to do that, then I'm going to have to I've been drifting away from them. I tried crypto.com. It's not going to work, so I'm going to have to go to. And I always recommend keeping a brick and mortar bank handy. In case there's a bank run or something, you can get some cash out. So I will probably be doing that, and I'll probably make a video on Plaid and how to hook Plaid up eventually. But I recommend, if you don't have an account with Coinbase, to get an account with Coinbase, because they have the cheapest rates, and you can hodl there until you get enough money to transfer over to one of the lending platforms like Celsius, or if your bank accepts Plaid, then Nexo might be a good choice for you. But in order to get the good rates, you got to buy Nexo tokens, and you got to keep 10% of your total value in Nexo tokens, and I can't stand that. You don't have to do that at Celsius. That's another reason why I like Celsius. I just wish they had the swap function. So if they get the swap function and a credit card, they're going to be amazing. They're supposed to get the credit card in Q2 and the swap function in Q3. So right now what I'm going to do, the cheapest way is I researched it, and the cheapest way I found and the quickest way is to go through Coinbase, through my original bank, and then hold it at Coinbase until it's time to buy the dip, and then buy the dip and then transfer everything over. But I can bring the Bitcoin right away to Celsius. So I'm really rooting for Celsius. I really think that they are going to be the best. They already are number one as far as money held for lending at 10 billion. So they're doing really great, and I've been really happy with them. But because they haven't got some of the things that I want and need, I've refused to be an ambassador for them, because I don't want to be stuck at just Celsius if they decide to take a wrong turn. It sounds like they're heading in the right direction. So, but eventually, if they get those two things, then I might consider being an ambassador, being an exclusive partner with them as an ambassador, and maybe more. I don't know yet. But until then, these are our numbers right here. 75.3% going to Bitcoin, 18.7% going to your buy the dip fund, and 6% going to your all-in fund. And that's all I have. And remember, this is your Bitcoin, and these two are stable coins. You can put this one in USDC and this one in DAI, or vice versa. It doesn't really matter. But and then you can earn, if you get them on Celsius or Nexo or crypto.com, you can earn 10%, up to 10% interest, depending upon how many hoops you're willing to jump through. And Celsius doesn't have any. That's one of the reasons I love them. So that's it for today. I will put some links down in the bottom. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask down. Best place to reach me is right here at Twitter. I've just started this out. I don't know where it's going to go, how it's going to take off. But I'm here and I'm willing to help anybody that's new to the space, or even if you're not new and you just struggle with trading. I too I'm actually a very good trader, but I just don't have time because I was never able to build up enough equity to live off of trading. So this is an easy and effective method that I developed to dollar cost average in. And I have no reason to believe Bitcoin is going to go down in the long run at all. There'll be dips and there'll be bear markets, but I think that Bitcoin is here to stay. And if you look at the yearly candles, it's up only. So, and we are in a longer time horizon when we do dollar cost averaging. So thanks again. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.